So a few of my orchids weren't doing so well. So I took them out of their containers that were similar to these, and I put them in these glass wide mouth containers. Not containers, jars, flower jars. This one's doing so well, and it basically has only been slightly watered twice in an entire year. It's like its own humidity habitat in there, and it's doing fantastic. I'm waiting for it to bloom eventually. Maybe it needs a little nutrients or something, but the roots are great. So I have seashells in there that offer oxygen, and I don't keep water inside there. I filled it, then completely drained it, and the materials inside, the wood chips, hold a lot of water, and then the shells offer oxygen and maybe even some calcium in there. So this one was yellowing. My dirty kitchen in the background. That's okay. So I put a lot of shells in there. I did put a little bit of moss on top just to hold in a little bit of moisture, because there were not very many roots in that. You can see a root right there, but for the most part there wasn't a ton of roots. I got them down in the medium and got it watered real good, soaked everything real well. Mix some shells in there, provide some oxygen. Because orchids, Phalaenopsis orchids, are basically air plants. They do like humidity, high moisture. They typically do not grow standing up like this in the wild. They tip. That way, if moisture gets into the center, they drain out and dry out quickly. So in this way, if you add moisture on top, that's kind of what I did with this guy. I just threw water on them and wasn't paying attention. I had them in the tub, and I didn't dry it out. So I wasn't real happy. So a few of them started misbehaving. This guy's finally starting to open up a little bit. He's curled. So I'm hoping I can get him to open up all the way. But yeah, I didn't realize. See, it's thundering right now and raining, but it's still very dry. So all my plants were suffering, and I've been neglecting them. So they got a nice cleaning today and nice good deep soaking. They don't need a lot of it, just from time to time. Basically, I soak them like once a month. Not this one. This guy has his own habitat. This guy, I'll just keep a watch on these new ones to see if they're growing new roots. New roots coming out there. So these three I planted today. And then I just kind of gave the other ones a little bit of loving. Topped them off. Added a little bit of moisture holding moss in there. I typically don't put moss inside these because you don't want to root rot, but I just topped off a couple of them that I knew were probably needing a little bit of moisture holding. This guy's coming out. He was searching for water. That's why I was like, okay, I'm going to start holding a little water in there. So those are my orchids today. I have a few more in the house, but I haven't brought out yet. And I put them in this bright light room. This is the west facing. Sometimes it gets super hot and humid in this room, so we have an AC unit, but we don't typically use it too much. But this guy loves it. He spent most of his time in this hot, warm room, giving himself plenty of humidity in there, and just a little habitat. He's creating his own humidity. Look at those roots.